Go.
Good morning, everybody. We're recording this on Sunday because Russell has to work on Monday at 10, so we don't get to be live, but you are
Sorry.
to Author Talk with me, Amy, Sandy, Russell, and our guest today is Sue Hawley. So everybody say hi.
Hello.
Hello. She's
Facebook
kind of a
world.
regular guest.
Who is a regular guest?
And even when she's not on, we tell jokes and stuff about her.
Well, when she's not on in person, she's always on the Facebook
I try
Live
to be. I do try to be.
and making comments and stuff. So yeah, she's one of our faithful followers.
Yes.
And guests. So yay. So today is, well, we're recording it, as Amy said, we're recording it on Sunday. So today
It is Super Bowl Sunday, though.
It is Super Bowl Sunday. So we're going to get, is anybody watching the Super Bowl tonight?
Well, of course I am.
Well,
But I've lost all my passion.
Yeah.
me too. I mean, it's like, okay. Yeah.
Nobody I won't ever wins anyway.
Right.
So right now I'm just looking forward to baseball season for the first time ever. Oh, because for those of you watching, this is a reminder that the Astros won the World Series this year. So we're looking forward to watching them come back and play again. So today on Author Talk, we have Sue. And the reason we're talking to Sue today, and we'll be talking to her in just a few minutes, she has a book launch coming up. And we want to tell you how that works. Russell, what's going on with you? I know you have court tomorrow. That's why we're recording this today. But what's the update on your book?
Well, I finished the first draft. And then I promptly got the same virus that I think made Amy so sick. And I hadn't been able to write for the last week. But that was fine with me because after the first draft, I know this must not be true with you, Sue, because you go through books, you write through books like they're printed. You have like 5 coming outs of books coming up. But I have to take a break after that first draft because I got to get over the anger and everything else from it before I start the first rewrite.
Now, where does the anger come from?
Because it's not perfect.
Sue.
How do you feel about that, Sue? After your first draft, what's your
Russell,
reaction?
you should go listen to the recording of the webinar we did last Thursday.
What happened?
We talked about authors and things that what's holding you back. Remember, that was our title.
Right.
And perfectionism is one of them. Thinking your book has to be.
Not my problem.
Well, when's your next webinar?
The next course, so this webinar was to introduce author marketing community. So this is something I have dreamed about, and I've almost done this. I was telling somebody this weekend, I've almost done this 2 or 3 times, but each time I would get more new clients and I didn't have time. So this time we are marching forth. I have Amy working with me now, which makes it easier because she does a lot of the technical stuff. So we are starting in April. So right now we're doing the groundwork and preparing. In April, we are kicking off launching Author Marketing Community. This will be and this is what I've always wanted, a place, and it's going to be online, a place online where authors can get support. They can have someone to hold their hand through the whole process that you go through with publishing and with writing a book or with looking for an agent. There'll be someone there. And then it's a place where we share, we give. I just always wanted to do that. So we're starting that community. There will be an affiliate aspect. So if you know somebody that's an author and you're like, they need to be part of this, then we'll have a place for you to sign up for our affiliate. Right now I'm taking names. So if you're interested in being an affiliate of this program, send me your name and we'll be sending you an invitation sometime in late February, early March.
Put me down.
I do. I have you down.
She already has you down.
Anything I'm going to do, I'm like, okay, Sue will be the first one. Or now Kathy, because
she's excited, isn't she? Yeah.
She's very excited. Because Sue said, is Kathy going to join? I'm like, she joined before Sue did.
Which shocked me.
I know, because Sue was right on top of it.
Kathy who?
Kathy Howeisen, another client and also on our team. And so an author that's been doing this for a long time as well. So one of the things we talked about though was the reason a lot of authors are not bestsellers, don't have a best-selling book, they're not on the New York Times best-selling list, is there's some internal stuff like, that you have to get over, the frustration, the fear, the thing that it has to be perfect, comparing yourself with another author and wanting to be as good as they are, all that stuff. So we're going to be talking about that, our course. So between now and the community, we're having a course. We're launching a course next Monday, February 12th. So not tomorrow, not today if you're watching it tomorrow, so the 12th. And that course is going to be how to create a bestseller. And we'll talk a little bit about some of those things like perfectionism and all that. The main thing we're going to talk about week 1 is how to create a bestseller and how to plan for it. If you're going to be a bestseller, there's certain things you have to do from the beginning. And we're going to talk about those. And then week 2, we're going to talk about your platform. Some of the things we've talked about in other courses, this time is going to be specifically about a bestseller. And each week, I'm going to have a best-selling author from the New York Times bestseller list. And we're going to study that person, and we're going to connect with them. And guess who's going to be the first one? Justin Cronin. We are going to figure out what makes this guy tick. So you follow someone that's a best-selling author, and I know we've talked about some people. Yes.
Yeah.
So let's pick some authors, and if we can pick more than one, then we're going to see what makes them tick. What did they do that we're not doing? Or what are we not doing, or what are we doing that we should not be doing? So anyway, it's going to be 4 weeks. That was confusing. 4 weeks, and I can't wait. And tomorrow, Amy will put in the comments the link. But if you go to Perceptive Public Relations,
well, how much is?
I'm sorry.
How much is that?
That will be $57 today, Monday. Tomorrow, Monday, whatever day you're watching. Well, tomorrow. Okay, I'm confused.
It's $57, and we extended it. It was going to end Sunday at midnight, but because we're recording this, and me and Sandy, I've preferably been under the weather and haven't really been able. We thought it wasn't fair for you guys, so we're extending it till Monday, tomorrow at midnight for $57, and then it's going to go up to $97 after that.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
I feel like I'm the only one that's not confused right now. I'm the one that's medicated.
This is Abbott and Costello.
Okay, so maybe you're suggesting we should be medicated.
There you go.
I always suggest it.
Okay, so that's the plan. Join us. If you have any questions, call me. Contact me, email me, somehow get in touch with me. So now let's go to Amy, and she's going to tell us about, what do you call it, Amy?
Yeah, my question, Amy,
okay.
Which is, you've talked about this before. This came up this weekend when I was trying to do social media.
Okay.
How do you use old blogs or old material, and how do you reuse it to best effect on social media?
So the best thing if you're going to reuse a blog is when you post your blogs, don't post a date on it. Because if you post a date, then when they go and look at it, they know that it's old. If you don't have any date, they're not going to know. And the best thing to do is to repurpose content every couple of months. So if you posted a blog last month and it got a lot of traction.
That's what you call it, repurpose.
Yeah.
That's the social media jargon, correct?
Right. It's repurposing content, whether it's old or new, it doesn't matter.
So that's repurposing your own content, right?
You can repurpose other people's content too, but if you're going to repurpose their content, then you give them credit for it, kind of thing. So like when I go to the Social Media Examiner and I go and pull a blog that they did last month, I usually tag them in it and be like, this is such a great read. I needed a refresher, so I reread it, great content. I kind of throw something in there. But they also did just do a video, which this is kind of turning it from repurposing, but I'm going to tie it into it. Now, when you have like third-party schedulers like Buffer and Hootsuite and stuff, before for Instagram, when you would publish a post and schedule it to go to Instagram, you'd have to go to your phone and it would remind you to send it out. there's no more reminding. So now the API and stuff that's there, it'll send it. So you can now schedule out Instagram posts, which is good for repurposing content, because if I want 5 Instagram posts to go out and one of them's an old blog, I can just schedule it, not worry about it, and it'll go out. So that's a great tool. That's where schedulers are really going to come in handy.
And that is good. I did not know you could schedule Instagram. So
it just came out last week. I've done nothing but sit.
Well, aren't you on the edge? Thank you, Amy.
I haven't been able to go anywhere or do anything. I'm not allowed outside. So I have nothing but time on my hands.
Do you have any more information on the Facebook changes before we go on?
No.
Every week we've talked about it a little bit.
There's more to come, for sure. I know a lot of people are unhappy.
I'm very unhappy.
Especially from a user standpoint, where I like it from a user standpoint. I can finally, get a lot of scammy things out of my newsfeed. But from a business standpoint, I have highs and lows on my business, just like normal people, but I know that it is affecting them. So I know that they are making changes with it. Those are going to come out soon, but this API is kind of taking over for scheduling Instagram, which is more important for me because a lot more people are going to Instagram. So the fact that I don't have to get on my phone to schedule out my posts for Instagram is fantastic. So that's the change that I have.
Okay, so say that again. You don't have to get on your phone to schedule the Instagram.
No. So like for Buffer, back when I was doing Instagram for Keller Williams and everything, which you've done this too, you can have multiple accounts on your Instagram account. I think you can have up to 7. And so before, I'd have to go to each person's account and manually post out their things. So I'd have to email images to me or screen grab them, and it was complicated. Now I can go onto Hootsuite or Buffer or something kind of similar like that, a third-party scheduler, sync up that Instagram account with their own scheduling account and schedule it, and it'll go out. I don't have to touch my phone now. That's my.
Are you relieved about that, Sue? You got that?
Instagram. I do have Instagram on my phone. My kids are quite impressed with this because some of them don't, and they're like, "Mom has it and we don't. Something's wrong with this picture." I just don't use it.
I know.
And Sue, what we need to do is, so this is what I've been doing for Keller Williams. I do a lot of just posting for them. And so I do have their account added to my phone. And I love that aspect of Instagram. I just go change it over to the other person without logging out, without doing anything, just change it. And then I can automatically post to their page. So we need to get yours. I need to get
absolutely.
And
I've had issues with that though. So I mean, I manage more than 7 on mine, which is complicated. So I have to log out and stuff. But I've had issues from a user standpoint. I don't know, a couple months ago, where I would go and click on one, and I would go and post it, and it wouldn't work, and then it would log me out of everything. So I'd have to go and log back into everyone. And I write down my passwords, but half the time that happens, I'm out doing something, I don't have my password handy, and then it prolongs my day. So this scheduling thing is great for me because it always happens. I'm not buying my passwords for whatever reason. That's always happened for me. So
that is good. That's awesome. I can't wait to try that. So and we won't go into any more detail about that, but because that's great news. And we'll talk maybe next time on third party using Hootsuite and things like that, and what's the difference between that and posting,
right. Scheduling for Facebook or not.
Yep. Okay, thank you, Amy, for the social media update. We appreciate it.
Her updates are getting more complex and lengthy because we need so much information, aren't they? No, that's a good thing.
It was not anything to be sorry for. We're glad that Author Talk is the cutting edge of what's going on with your social media, and we're excited about that. So yay. So now let's go to Sue, and this is our guest. So Sue, tell us, for anybody, hopefully most of our friends know you, but so this is so the story is, and you tell it. You tell the story of, this is your first book, but it's being republished.
Right. And this is the new cover, which I absolutely love. Thank you, James. And it is a story about a middle-aged woman going through menopause, and she suddenly starts seeing ghosts and gets the very disturbing news that she has to settle a cold murder case, and the mayhem that ensues from that, because she likes a nice boring life. She likes peace and quiet and her 3 cups of coffee every morning and nobody irritating her or aggravating her, and ghosts have a tendency to aggravate.
So it's funny too.
It is funny.
It is funny. It is a cozy mystery. So, so Sue, for those that won't know, what is a cozy mystery?
It is not the depth probably of an Agatha Christie or the mystery writers that we're used to reading, names that we all know from bygone eras, even probably authors today. It's lighter, little lighter fare. There's comedy in it. I call them quick reads. You can read them on an airplane, airport, beach. They don't have a lot of weight to them, so that they're fun to read. Then I don't get bogged down by. I like cozy mysteries myself.
I love cozy mysteries. Yeah. Yes. So the relaunch of the first book, which is Hot Flashes, Cold Cases, will be this next weekend, February 10th and 11th. And there's a reason we're having it this weekend. This is Valentine's. This is the weekend before Valentine's Day. So we will encourage you to buy a copy for someone you love. Not necessarily a relationship, but a mother, a daughter, a sister, whomever. So we're going to be encouraging that all weekend. The ebook will be free download Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have on Friday night a Facebook Live party. So if you've ever been to any of our Facebook Live parties, we have a great time. First of all, we have a great time. I wish you lived closer because we could all go to your place and do it from there like we did Russell's Facebook Live party.
Well, her last one you had for her a couple of months ago was a real success too.
It was, and it was fun. It was fun, but we didn't get to do like with yours where we showed the outside from your balcony and all that kind of stuff. So, and Sue lives in a farmhouse in Bath, Ohio. That would be a very cool thing to do.
That would be a very cool place to have it.
On a hill.
Yeah. Outside or by the stove.
They would be by the stove because it's been a little nippy here.
Is it snowing there?
It was this morning. It stopped. It didn't really pile up or anything. You can see the grass. So
it was nippy here too. It got down to 62. The wind was up.
I didn't want to hear it. Yesterday morning, I was not happy.
Okay, so at the same time that we're doing the Facebook Live party to launch Hot Flashes, Cold Cases, we're also going to be revealing the cover of book 2. Yeah. And tell us about book 2.
Book 2 is just a continuation of Peg and her friends from Deadsville. She's going to solve another case. And you learn a little bit more about the characters, a couple of new characters. And of course, James did another wonderful cover that I absolutely love.
And we're going to be showing that to you Friday night. It's so exciting how we tell him some things that are going to be in the book, and he manages to pull those into the cover. Like the one Russell showed a few minutes ago of Hot Flashes, Cold Cases has this, file folder with an ice. It's frozen. It's a cold case. So I thought that was a great way to do that. And then, so one of the things we will be talking about in the course we're going to be doing is branding. So for Sue, because once you read any of the books, you know that this person is a coffee drinker. She complains because her next door neighbor always serves hot tea instead of hot coffee.
I would complain too.
Complain
to your neighbor.
But her neighbor thinks tea is like soothing and healing and calming and all those things, which at times Peg needs.
Yeah,
really. So
that's true though.
Yeah,
I know.
She says, "Are you writing this about your hippie neighbor?"
I don't have any neighbors that match somebody you'll meet in book 2, but I absolutely love her. I love her so much.
And I'm right now in the middle of reading book 3 slowly, so I'm about halfway through.
Sue's a factory.
A factory.
I've had
She puts that stuff out.
I know. She's got 5 books, so we will be working on book 3 and going through the process. Right now we're finalizing everything with book 2 and getting the formatting done. The cover design is done. The back cover needs to be done for the print books. So yeah, it's we have a publishing factory going on here. That's
it is a process, isn't it?
We are learning again, Russell. And here's what I have decided: there is never 2 books that go exactly the same way. So it's not like you can get your checklist and go check, all that's done, and oh no, this didn't work this time, so we got to shift. Or in the first book, we had our formatter and cover designer had an emergency and had to quit and had to cancel all of her contracts, so we had to go find somebody new,
which was lovely. I mean, we did
worked out perfect.
I'm not arguing.
Because Rita Mills, who knows a lot of designers, said, "Here's this guy that does some cover design."
We've had Rita on this.
We have.
Podcast.
So that's why to me it's so important to have a community.
Absolutely.
So it's been really, really great. So so Sue and I we've been talking about this on our weekly calls, and we're both excited about the community.
Yeah, very much
the community. So so Sue, what are your plans for any books? So you've got a whole series of books about Peg Shaw. Peg is the antagonist or protagonist? I never know which one.
Protagonist, probably.
Okay. So that's Peg Shaw, her husband, Andy, which when you read the book and you know Sue, you get to know Sue, you kind of see a little resemblance between Peg.
Especially the wanting it simple and not be bothered. She wants to not be bothered.
Okay. Yeah. Does the word snarky sound familiar when you think about Sue?
Yes.
Sue, I can't believe the 2 of you are so catty. Wow. That's awful. Sue is a nice person.
She is a nice person.
I have that to me.
I can't believe that I'm the one that has to defend poor Sue.
Why you wearing?
Yeah, I can't believe that's how bad you 2 have got. Sue, I want you. They're always saying jokes about you, and I try to put them down on it.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't care.
Actually, in the book, Peg says something about her snarky comments. That's why I just read that last night. So I'm like, okay, that's true. I love that word. I don't know if I've ever heard that word until I started reading about Peg Shaw, but I do like that word. So I can get a bit snarky myself.
Yeah.
So,
apparently, you can.
It's making me cough.
Hey,
Okay,
be snarky and own it. Okay.
Okay, before we finish with Sue, I got to ask this because you didn't tell, and it's very important. On Saturday and Sunday, when you're giving Sue's book away for free, where do they go to get it for free?
They go to Amazon, and I will be they can go to, I'm going to be posting it. You will not have any problem knowing where to go get that book because I'm going to create a link that will go directly to Amazon. You don't have to hunt for it.
Where do they find that link?
You can find that link on Facebook. You can find that link on LinkedIn. We will mention it and put it in the comments Friday night at the Facebook party. So we'll put it on Sue's.
You should put it in the comments on our YouTube channel too.
Okay. Especially when I post this, I'll put the comments in there. And any other place anyone wants to post it, definitely we're going to be getting the word out on that. I've also always get a few people from Fiverr. I don't know if you're familiar with Fiverr, but Fiverr is a place where you can go get somebody to do a project for you for $5. And they love doing this, and some of them have, and I've made some great friends there because they have their own books on Amazon, and so they love promoting books. We also will be putting the link in all the author groups. So we've got all the groups lined up. I've got, how many groups do I have, Amy? Author groups?
A lot.
I know it too.
Be careful, don't get banned.
I know we have to.
Don't be posting like 10 a day.
I know you're gonna get banned.
And another thing that you can now do for the Facebook advertising is you can now advertise through Messenger.
Yes.
However,
I hate that.
So do a lot of people, because I did it last time, and I can't tell you how many people said, please don't include me in this in the future. I'm like, okay.
I like it.
Huh?
I like it, but I like it for snarky reasons. So they can tell that I read it and I don't reply. That's why I like it, because then they know that I didn't like it. I enjoy that.
Yeah, Amy, you and Sandy it's time for you two to go today.
That's not even a rude comment. You should be proud of me. Okay.
Before we go, we need to talk about Write Fest real quick.
Yes, thank you, Russell, for remembering and reminding us of that. So Write Fest will be April 30th through May 6th, I believe. Go to writefesthouston.com. And there it is, April 30th through May 6th at Sawyer Yards. And if you've never been there, it's worth the trip just to go there. Have you been there, Russell? You have, I know, because you and I have been to a workshop.
Oh, yeah, because there's lots of art gallery. There's art gallery there with a lot of artists. So you're studying about writing, you're seeing art shows. It's just beautiful.
It's actually right off, not Washington, but Taylor
Sawyer.
Street.
Yeah.
It is, but then you exit Taylor.
Off I-10, Taylor Sawyer.
But when you go through the gate, which has got this big, nice gate, and actually Write Fest is in the Silver Street Studios. I mean, doesn't that just sound like cool? It's the coolest thing. And I've been to a couple of Write Space events.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for doing that.
Yes, and it's one of those things you can just open up the wall, basically, and there's this huge room. And for lunch, they opened up another wall, and there was a food truck drove up, and we were able to go get food from the food.
Yeah, it's very hip and urban. It's a great experience.
It is a wonderful experience. I really loved it. And so for this, the Houston Writers Guild website, houstonwritersguild.org, and Writespace Houston, writespacehouston.com, are joining forces. And I love it when author groups can join forces because our goals are all the same. We want to help people have a successful book. So they're joining forces, and there will be workshops,
all week,
panels, everything all week. And then on Friday, we start into the Agent Editors Conference for the Writers Guild. And that's when Justin Cronin.
I think Saturday morning he's doing a keynote.
Yes, he's there on Saturday. So, and they have a VIP where you can have lunch with him.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So I'm excited about that. So anyway, that's coming, and we are all excited about it. I'm looking forward to all the speakers. Russell, you were a presenter. You had a panel at the last, at Indiepalooza. So what was that like, having a panel at one of the Writers Guild events?
Well, actually, it's humbling because what you're trying to do is the Writers Guild entrusted you to help your fellow writers learn a particular new information or deal with the problem. And I had a panel of 3 writers, and we talked about, and Sue was at it, by the way.
It was awesome.
That it was, don't make these mistakes that we made. And it was horror stories.
Yes.
And I think, Sue, I hope that you get to be on next year's because you've told us some great stories that you need to tell writers.
I think about that every once in a while, but that was a great session with those three guys. I mean, I learned so much in just that really short period of time. I really appreciated it.
And, you know, one of the things I'm excited for on this one is you can get a ticket, and I'm going to get one, to do a presentation to, there's 6 publishers that are going to be there, small publishers, and which is, you know, I've said before, I think I'm going to go that way next time because of my selling goals. And there's going to be some agents there, and you can get on that list. And by the way, if you're listening to this and you want to get on that list, you better do it as quick as you can. Because
they are filling up. So go to writefesthouston.com, and there's all the information, all the registration, all the dates, everything. Or you can go to the HoustonWritersGuild.org, and they have all the information there as well. So so we got lots of good stuff coming, Sue. Great to have you as always.
I love it. Good luck, Sue.
This is going to be a hectic week for both of us, so we got lots to do, and then Sue's expecting a new grandbaby any day, so
which is the most important.
Which is the most important, obviously. So if that happens, then Amy and I just take over. We can handle this. So we've done this, and we love doing this.
I don't know after today if I would trust those two, Sue.
Sue, one little quick question I meant to ask you, but so besides this series about a midlife menopausal person, what other books do you have planned?
I have a book started, and it is about an older woman in her 80s that lives on the island of Port Aransas, which is where my dad was born and raised. And she is an ex-spy for the U.S. government. And that is also a comedy.
Okay.
And she's a little bit of my grandmother, just her habits and the way she does little things. My sister has read part of it and she loves it, and she's irritated with me because I haven't finished it. But she's fun to write. She's very brassy. She makes Peg look very demure.
Oh gosh. So thank you, Sue, again, and can't wait to read that one either. My sister lives on Port Aransas, so I can't wait to make sure everybody on Port Aransas knows about that book and the fact that your dad grew up there. And some, who knows, some of the people may remember him.
It is not the way it was when I was a kid.
No. Not what you told me about it and how he was raised. I'm like, okay. When I went to lunch with my sister and her neighbors and friends, all they talked about was all the prices of the houses on the island, and there's none for under $1 million. So
it's really, and I still have family that lives on the island. So yeah,
it's great. But I love going down there, though. It's a great community, but you know, it's really was destroyed during Harvey. So they're still working on refurbishing and rebuilding and all that stuff they're doing there. So we'll say bye for today. Love you guys. Everybody listening, we love you all. We're so glad you participate with us. Also go to YouTube. I'll be posting a link to YouTube for this and all of our other.
Right. Like and comment, please.
Like and comment. We want to get to a certain number of subscribers, likes, comments, and we want to be seen on YouTube. So,
and by the way, we are moving up in the algorithm, I noticed.
Hey.
So,
good.
Like and comment, everybody.
Yay. So everybody have a great week, and we will see you next Monday at 10 a.m. for Author Talk.